Moedim l'simcha. Moedim l'simcha. Oh, very nice, very nice. So I didn't know until I started rabbinical school that there is actually a special greeting for the intermediate days of Passover. When you greet someone, you say, Moedim l'simcha, which means, may this be a time of joy, or maybe just time for joy. And there is also a response. When somebody says Moedim l'simcha, and let's all say it together, 1, 2, 3, Moedim l'simcha, very nice. You respond, Chagim uzmanim l'sason, which means holidays and seasons for rejoicing. There is so much joy and so much gladness associated with Passover, right? What could be more joyous than chopped liver, than fish balls floating in jelly, than horseradish, and then cardboard-flavored bread? It's true. We Jews sure do know how to do the whole joy thing, don't we? But of course, there really is something special about this holiday of Passover. We gather around a table with friends and family. It is multisensory and engaging. We have the 4 questions. We have the afikomen. We dip our fingers in wine, all the special foods. It is, as I said at the beginning of the service, there is a reason why Passover is the most widely observed Jewish holiday, even more than Yom Kippur. The Seder is like this epic family story time for people of all ages, young and old. And who doesn't like a good story? But the thing is, the story that we retell each year on Passover is actually one of the darkest and the heaviest stories in our people's 4,000-year history. We were slaves for 400 years. We were beaten and oppressed. There are these terrible plagues, one after another, that cause suffering and chaos. I mean, imagine living through that. But there is an enduring lesson for Jews living in every single generation since, and maybe especially for our generation, in this epic story of Passover. And specifically, I'd like to share one lesson from the 9th plague, the plague of darkness. Exodus 10 reads, Moses held out his arm towards the sky, and a heavy darkness descended upon all the land of Egypt for 3 days. It was so dark that people could not see one another. And for 3 days, no one could get up from where he was. But we read, Ulechol b'nei Yisrael hayaor b'moshavotam. In the midst of all of that darkness, the Israelites had light. They found light in their encampments. And since the Exodus from Egypt, our Jewish ancestors have shouldered more than their fair share of darkness, of heaviness. And yet they still found a way to find light and joy in their lives. One of the most powerful photographs I have ever seen is from the Lodz ghetto in 1943 during the holiday of Passover. In the middle of the Holocaust, 3 men, 2 women, they're baking matzah together in the ghetto's kitchen. And this one woman right here is looking directly at the camera and smiling from ear to ear. In one of the darkest times ever for Jews, not knowing if next year would be in Jerusalem or if next year she would even be on this earth, she found simcha, she found joy, carrying on the tradition of so many who would come before. And we too find ourselves in a heavy and dark moment in Jewish history. Just this week, thousands of college students and dozens or hundreds of professors in this country, which has always been a safe haven for our people, they shouted unspeakable things. They praised Hamas. They called for a global intifada. And remember the last intifada? which included over 140 suicide bombings and killed over 1,000 and injured many thousand more Israelis. And this week, they called for Tel Aviv to be burned to the ground. Right now, it is a very heavy time to be a Jew. We all feel it. And yet, tonight, we greet each other, Moadim l'simcha. May this be a time of joy. And then we respond, Hagim uzmanim l'sason. May our holidays lead to joy and celebration. For our confirmation students, for most of our entire lives before October 7th, being Jewish was just that, was a source of joy, a source of light. It was something that when we went to school maybe made us a little different, but maybe made us a little special. A part of us that gave us traditions, funny and usually delicious foods, and time to be together with the people that we love. And throughout your confirmation journey, we have shared a lot of that kind of Jewishness. Light, joy. Think back to the New York trip, to seeing a big Jewish world, as Grant said, to eating Katz's Deli, praying at the magnificent Central Synagogue, roaming the streets of the city that never sleeps. Hopefully not when I and the other chaperones were sleeping, but think back to just a few months ago, to that beautiful Shabbat dinner at the home of the Barden family, to singing together, to lighting candles, to making new friends, to enjoying the company of old ones. And just last month in DC, we met amazing temple alumni, and we spent time with our own congressmen, Kustoff and Cohen. We advocated for issues that are important to our Jewish values. These are the kinds of simcha and or, of joy and light, that Judaism should bring us. And yet right now we all feel it's not easy. But I want to posit that we as Jews inherited a superpower from those who came before us. Like the ancient Israelites, like those who endured the Holocaust, like nearly each and every generation of Jews, we know how to find light, to be light, even when the days are dark. That is what it means to be a Jew. To stand on the shoulders and on the strength of those who came before. To sit around the table and sing with those who are here with us right now. To find joy and light in this miracle we call life. So, dear students, as you grow, and someday soon as you go on your way, may your Judaism always bring you light. And may you know that Temple Israel, that this place, will be here for you whenever you need her. Moadim l'simcha. Shabbat shalom.